You're always on your feet for 3 days continuously, including a good part of the evening in many cases because they have events every night. You're always on. You're always networking with everyone in the industry.
How you doing? Cool.
And that's really important. It's important to do that.
Parties are great. I certainly love the parties at E3.
Well, a lot of the parties obviously turn pretty insane.
That's right.
You know, they border on, they border on almost lunacy at times, and I think those are the ones that most people always stays in their head.
After some of the parties in the morning, I don't look forward to that part, but I look forward to the actual partying part and the doing business part. But the morning after, you know, I can do without a few of those.
PlayStation 2 has enhanced dear loved ones' lives, so.
Some will do whatever it takes to get the attention of the game press, like Epic Games' Flippy D.
I've been known to wear an occasional outfit here and there. There was a while there I had a whole big pimp suit phase at E3. You know, I enjoyed dressing up as a pimp per se in various purple suits, red suits, and whatnot. And people ask me like, "So, dude, what's with the suit?" And I'm like, "'Cause I can." I'm like, you know what? This is the, you know, when I go to a convention, I can actually dress up and, you know, wear something interesting and have fun with it. Why the hell not?
And then there are the models.
Every year there's hot chicks here at the show.
I'm no one's honey, boy, I'm not your honey.
My mission is to attract the crowd. We're perfect and smiling.
Honey, boy, I'm not your honey.
The whole booth babe phenomenon, I mean, don't get me started on that one, man.
Hey, come pick up the snowboarding game. Oh, it's fun. Hot Wheel girls working hard.
I always do use this Eiffel Tower analogy. It's like, you know, when you go to France, you get your picture taken next to the Eiffel Tower. Why? Because you're never near the Eiffel Tower.
We had our first Tomb Raider model. Her name was Rona Mitra at the E3 show in 1997. And that was, to this day, in terms of fan interest, she's probably still the most beloved of all the models. Huge crowds around our booth. She's now gone on to be a movie star.
It's fun. It's video games.
But the event is not all fun and games.
I came here because this is the most amazing show on earth.
Although E3 has earned a reputation as a giant party for the game industry, it remains largely a business event.
Let me first talk about the business of the interactive entertainment industry as a whole.
E3 is extremely important for the business, from the press angle, from, you know, everybody kind of evaluating each other.
Every game looks and plays best on Xbox.
Film has the summer season, like you gotta go see the summer blockbusters, right? For the gaming industry, that's Christmas.
More than 200 will be on store shelves this holiday season. You can see most of them at the show here this week.
E3 taking place in May, it's the setup for the games that are going to be coming out for that holiday season. The buyers are there. You can't ignore the fact that the brick and mortar shops, Best Buy, Walmart and everything, they're still huge. They're huge players. You gotta get your game in those store shelves.
Our perspective, the E3 really is all about positioning your game for release later in the year. And I mean, and also for future years, really getting into the minds of the stores and sellers and everything else. The press part of it's important, but I mean, ultimately it's a retail business, and I think that's what a big part of E3 is.
It's my pleasure to announce the world premiere of Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
It's an opportunity to kind of get some attention, raise our hand and say, yes, we're here, we have a new game coming out, and hopefully that will lead to more in-depth opportunities to demonstrate the game, to do press and interviews, etc. So E3 is kind of like a coming out party for a game.
All right, good. That means you like it.
Products these days tend to get built on 18-month cycles. So what you show at E3 on any given year will change year to year because you're in a different state year to year because of the offset of those cycles. So some years you're showing something very early, you're showing it behind closed doors, you're not on the floor. Only very select press retailers are being able to see early stages of things.
I don't think many of you are aware of it. It's a new breath of fire.
This is kind of like a gathering of the clans. There aren't that many events during the year when you get to see everybody and you get to see what everybody's working on.
We'll show you a little bit of the early content of the game.
For us now at BioWare, a lot of our own products are demoed at the various locations of our publishers and in our own booth as well.
As I zoom in, you notice the cloth effects there.
When we show off our games at E3, I always feel discouraged. No matter how good our game looks, we've been looking at it for months and months and months on end. So even if our game looks 10 times better than everything else on the show floor, I don't see that. All I see is the flaws in our game. People come up and remind you, they're like, oh my God, the game looks amazing. You're like, you think so? People wind up digging the games, but E3, you know, is such a mixed bag of emotions from that angle.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you will please take your seats, our program is about to begin.
This is your moment. This is your opening. It's Broadway. It's opening night. You're going to read the reviews the next morning, and you're either hot or you're a flop. Either way, it's a very, very important show.
E3 is just this amazing ability to take like 3 days and go see everything, and suddenly feel like you've got like a handle on where the industry is going again, and then get right back into your stuff.
Every year, the convention hands out a Best Game Award, which often translates into successful sales.
I think that all game companies come to E3 and they see it as a really critical event. You want to have a good showing. You want that buzz because that flows out of the show. It can give a huge liftoff.
The first time you see people seeing your game, and you can stand about 20 feet back and people don't know you're there, and you can just watch them play your game, and watching them have fun, and watching them not want to put down the hand controller is a very special feeling.
It's like a big toy box. You get to see all these games everywhere that you just get to play them all. So it's a cool place to go to.
There's so much to see, and you can see them in their interactive form. You know, you're not looking at a magazine and a screenshot, you know, something static. You can actually go there and play. That's very valuable.
And since its inception in 1995, E3 has grown to reflect the constantly changing consumer environment. 1,400 new products are shown, and 60,000 retailers, developers, distributors, and media gather for 3 memorable days.
The industry's evolved. We have cell phone games, we have PDAs, wireless games, we have online games. And as all those different technologies and platforms emerged, the show has evolved to reflect that diversity in the industry.
Why don't we show the folks how this works?
Sure.
Johnny, you gonna color commentate for us?
Yeah, you can't beat this, man. Football in May. Year-round football.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen.
And by now, the joke is you need a golf cart to kind of get around and get from meeting to meeting over the course of 3 days and do all that you need to do. The noise level is much greater than it was before. You know you've been in a place where entertainment is rocking when you come into E3.
Sensory overload.
An exciting and enervating environment.
Oh! 92-yard kickoff return. Now you're talking.
E3 means something different to everybody, and there's no denying that everybody wants a ticket in.
E3 is kind of like one-stop shopping for what's going on in the industry. It's certainly gotten gigantic.
Hi, Laura. What about your measurements?
Well, I've got to leave some suspense.
It's kind of a reflection of how much energy and what's happening in this industry.
I love going to the show. It's exciting and it's terrifying at the same time.
This show has kept its focus. It is about games first, last, and always.
You'll have to kind of check out the game. It's coming out on the 15th of November on the PlayStation 2 and the PC.
What I love about E3 is it's our show. The energy is wonderful. It's loud. And even after 9 years, I still feel special about that. We have one place that's about our industry, our games, our creative art. It's with the volume turned up all the way and the colors all saturated and the TV as bright as you can get it, but it's our show.
And our announcement is that starting next year, in 2003, E3 will become a 3-week show. And
Obviously, I'm joking, so don't show up 3 weeks early next year. Unless you want to help set up booths.